Hi guys, welcome back to the fourth chapter of MKT243, the second part of product. Okay, as I have covered with you 4.1 until 4.3 just now in the previous video, and in this video we're going to look into the importance of new products, the new product development process, as well as the product life cycle. So let's get started. Now, why is it important for a company to actually have new products? Okay, what are the advantages of having new products? First, of course, it can increase sales through longer sales life, right? Because people may get bored with one particular product. So that's why you need to come out with a new product so that people will still buy from you. Okay, it can increase your margin, especially your profit margins, right? Increase product loyalty, so that whenever people already believe in your brand, all right, people wanted to buy more from you. Okay, expect more variety of your products, and people wanted to be loyal towards your brand. And there will be more resale opportunities, greater market responsiveness, and of course, a sustained leadership position, especially if you're talking about you are the one that have so many products, you actually have so many customers, so you can actually become the market leader. Okay. So in the new product development process, okay, there is what we call this new product strategy. Okay, what is actually a new product strategy? It links the new product development process with the objective of marketing department, the business unit, and also the corporation as a whole, right? So the new product strategy is actually a part of organization's overall marketing strategy. It will sharpen the focus and provide general guidelines for generating, screening, and evaluating new product ideas. Now, this is what your new product development process is. We have 7 stages, okay, 7 steps or stages of the new product development process, from idea generation, and then idea screening, after that marketing strategy development, business analysis, then you produce the product, which is in the product development, and then you do test marketing, and lastly you do commercialization. So let's look at each of these particular stage. In the first step, or the first stage, is idea generation. Of course, when you wanted to produce a new product, okay, you must get the idea first. What to produce? What do you want to sell to your customer? Okay, so the idea generation is the systematic search for the new product ideas. There are 2 types of sources, yeah, which is internal sources and also external sources. Where the internal sources will be referring to everything inside the company or the organization. Okay, includes the company's own formal research and development, R&D, yeah, and the management and staff and the employees, okay, as well as some entrepreneurial programs. For the external sources, okay, this will be referring to the sources outside the company, such as customer, competitors, distributors, suppliers, and also outside the design firms. So these are some of the parties, yeah, or the sources, okay, be it internal or external, like I mentioned just now. Next, once you already know who could be the people that can actually provide the ideas, okay, you might want to ask them. Okay, you ask them, what should we produce? Okay, especially customer. Of course, customer is number one. You wanted to ask your customer, what do you want, customer, so that I can actually produce a new product for you. Okay, so from whatever ideas that have been generated here, then you move on to the second step, which is idea screening. In idea screening, you are eliminating ideas that are inconsistent with the organization's new product strategy or are obviously inappropriate. Of course, there are so many ideas people wanted to have, isn't it? People can give you any ideas at all. But then you must know that whether those actually are a good idea or not. So in idea screening, what you do is, of course, you will identify the good ideas. Make sure that you are able to produce it. Okay, the technology is there. And then you start to have this concept test. Okay, a concept test, which are often used so that you'll be able to evaluate, okay, the product idea, usually before any prototype will be that you wanted to create, because the concept itself will tell what actually the real product is about. Okay, some people might say, okay, I want a flying car, for example. So when people talk about a flying car, then you might want to think, okay, what if we do a flying car and then the concept is like this and that, okay? What will happen? What could be the technology that are needed and so on. So this is in idea screening. So in the concept testing, you will have the idea, okay, people want to have a flying car, for example, okay? So you will see whether that is the idea is actually possible product that the company can see itself offering to the market or not, okay? And then product concept is actually a detailed version of the idea stated in meaningful consumer terms. And you may also want to come up with a product image, okay, which is actually way consumer perceive an actual or potential product. And concept testing, you need to test a particular concept, which referring to testing new product concept with some group or target consumer. Okay, so here you'll be able to see, okay, whether having a flying car actually will make people wanted to buy the car or not. Okay, and after that, you move to the third step, which is marketing strategy development. Here, it refers to the initial marketing strategy for introducing the product to the market, which includes the description of your target market, who will be most likely that will actually buy that particular flying car, for example. Okay, value proposition of the product and also sales and profit goals. After that, you do the business analysis in the fourth step, which involve a review of sales, cost, profit projection, and to find out whether this will be satisfying the company objective or not. Because sometimes if you produce the product with very high cost, and then when you talk about the profit that you will earn, it will be very, very low. So perhaps it is not worth it for you to actually produce the product. So the commonly asked questions during this business analysis stage includes, what is the likely demand for the product? Okay, what will be the impact of the new product probably have on the total sales, profit, market share, as well as the return on investment? And how would the introduction of the new product affect the existing product? So you have to be careful whether if, let's say, you produce this one particular new product, will it affect or will it kill the existing product that you are selling? Okay, that is what we call the product cannibalization, which when you introduce a new product, then people will no longer want to buy the previous product that you sell. Okay, unless you are talking about an upgrading or upgraded version of a product, perhaps you will stop producing the previous version. But let's say you have many types of products, and the moment you sell, let's say, a flying car, for example, then what will happen to other cars that you are selling currently? Will people still want to buy your current cars or not? Okay, so that is one thing that you need to look into as well. And then the current customer benefit, what would customer benefit from the new product that you have? This is similar like when you wanted to tell what is your value proposition. Okay, then the fifth step, okay, the fifth stage, which is product development. So here is when you actually start to produce the product. Okay, remember, it's only on the fifth stage you produce the product. Okay, so it involves the creation and testing one or more physical version of the R&D or engineering department will do that. Okay, so it will require increase in investment and also show whether the product idea can actually be turned into a workable product or not. Okay, and in this early stage of development, the R&D or engineering department may develop a prototype. We call it the prototype, of a product. So it's the first version of the product. So there will be a lot of testing, a lot of experiments, a lot of modification here and there. All right, about that particular product because it's the first time you are producing it. All right, and the marketing department should decide on the product's packaging. All right. If a flying car, then you will not need a packaging lah. Perhaps you were talking about, let's say, what color that you want to give, right? The branding of that particular flying car and so on. Okay, and with this simultaneous product development, all relevant functional areas, as everyone inside the organization, as well as outside supplier will need to participate. Okay, so that you'll be able to actually move on to the next stage, because you need to know once you wanted to sell that particular product, you must know there are suppliers that will actually help you to supply your raw materials, okay, in order for you to produce those products in large scale. The sixth step is task marketing. All right, task marketing is the stage at which product and marketing program are introduced into a more realistic marketing setting. Task marketing, basically you are trying to find a set of people or a target market, okay, that will actually try to use the prototype, okay, which provide marketer with an experience in testing the product and entire marketing program before the full introduction. So a task marketing is actually a limited introduction of a product, okay, and it will determine the reaction of potential customer in the market situation. It will allow the management to evaluate alternative strategies and assess how well various aspects of marketing mix will fit together. Remember, when you talk about this test marketing, you are doing all the 4 P's together towards a very specific limited number of people or potential customers. Okay, and some products actually remain in test markets even longer. Okay, for example, you have McDonald's. They actually spent 12 years developing and testing their salads before actually introducing in the store. Okay, like when you see the picture in the previous slide just now. Oh, I cannot go back there. All right, you will see the KFC just now, right? Kentucky Fried Chicken, talking about you can refer back just the slides, yeah, whereby KFC wanted to introduce Kentucky grilled chicken. Okay, instead of fried chicken, they wanted to sell grilled chicken. Somehow or other, perhaps a healthier choice, but somehow this particular product did not pass the marketing or test marketing. Okay, so that is why they did not launch that particular product. So after everything is good, okay, you have done the test marketing and people are receptive towards your flying car, for example, okay, then you can start to do commercialization. What is actually commercialization? This is when you introduce the product to the whole market, okay, to the whole market. And then of course you need to decide when you want to launch it, where you're going to launch it, and you're going to plan for a market rollout. Okay, these are some of the decisions to commercialize the product. Set several tasks in motion, which are including ordering the production materials and equipment, the starting of your production, building inventories, shipping the product to field distribution points, even training the sales force, okay, so that they know what to say and how to sell the product, announcing the product to the trade, meaning to say making an announcement and launch your advertisement, okay, to the potential customers. So those are the 7 steps in the product development process. Last part of this chapter is going to be on the product life cycle. Okay, PLC, product life cycle, is a biological metaphor that traces the stages of product's acceptance from its introduction or the birth of the product to its decline stage or the death of the product. So remember, when you do commercialization just now in the product development stage, after you do the commercialization, that means you are actually introducing the product to the customer, meaning to say this is the moment where the product is born, right, where we call it the introduction stage. After a certain time, there is where you call it the growth stage, maturity stage, and after that decline stage, right, over a period of time. And you can see the stages are increasing or decreasing based on its sales over a period of time. So let's look at the PLC and their marketing implications for each and every stage. Yeah. Now there are 4 stages of product life cycle. Like I told you just now, there is introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and also decline stage. And the curve here that you see is actually the sales curve, right? The sales curve over a period of time. Why is it there is no months or year? Because this particular product life cycle, you do not have exact timing for each stage. Okay, so somehow or other there are normally depending on type of product. Okay, when we talk about gadgets or technological products, yeah, the time frame could be shorter because technology keep on changing. All right, so that's why people keep on introducing new version of a technology. Okay, but things like a food, for example, you can talk about Coca-Cola, for example. So Coca-Cola now has been in the maturity stage for very long period. Okay, it could be like for years, okay, a decades and so on, right, where it is actually at the maturity stage. And you know that that particular product is at the decline stage when you will see that less and less people are demanding for that kind of product, or the technology is actually orthodox or has been outdated. Okay, so people no longer buy, and in the end there is no longer such thing. Okay, so let's look in the marketing implication for the introduction stage. It is characterized as low sales, okay, because as you introduce it, people just know about the product. So the growth of, the sales are growing slowly here. Okay, the sales are very slow, and there is a high cost per customer because you need to do a lot of advertisement, you need to do a lot of promotion to reach your customers. There are a lot of financial losses, and then this particular stage are normally people who bought or buy products at the introduction stage are called the innovative customers. Okay, and during this stage also there are only few competitors because you just launch it. Okay, nobody, other people, other company, they did not have the same product like what you are having. Okay, so over a period of time, you started to gain more and more popularity and gain more customers. Okay, so there is a rapid increase of your sales, or sales grow up tremendously during the growth stage. So that's why they call it growth. Okay, as sales go up very fast, okay, like this one you can see is slowly going up, it's a slopey curve, but here is going to be a very tremendous increase. Okay, rapidly increasing number of sales because there are many people already get to know about the product. Okay, and as you can reach many more customer, of course your cost per customer, especially cost of promotion or advertising for customer, will actually reduce, meaning you will be able to make it cheaper. Okay, and you start to gain more profit because sales are going up. Of course you get more profit, there are increasing number of customer, and this is when you start to have competitors. Because when you were in this introduction stage, your competitor just found out that you have a new product. So what they do is they wanted to produce similar product like what you are doing. By the time you are already in the growth stage, then the competitors, okay, are in their introduction stage. So when it's at the same time, okay, meaning to say when you are at the growth stage here, competitors are starting to sell the same product also. Okay. Then you move on, or you grow to be at the maturity stage. Okay, the product now become matured enough. Okay, where when you talk about here the saturation, meaning to say the sales is no longer going up. Okay, there's no other higher amount of sales already, whereby at this maturity sales is at its peak. Okay, at its summit. Or the maximum, there will be no other higher sales that you can gain, right? So that is when you know it's actually at the maturity. So over a period of time, you might have a constant or fluctuate a bit here and there of this particular stage of maturity in terms of your sales, right? Here your profit, of course, the maximum as your sales is also at its maximum. Okay, and there you can have a mass market, meaning to say there are large number of customers, perhaps globally or around the world, like what Coca-Cola is having, right? And then you also have a stable number of competitors because by the time you reach the maturity, okay, the product reached the maturity, there are some competitors that did not successfully went through this particular stage. Meaning to say, if your brand is so good, okay, when competitors come in, there are many competitors coming in and then selling the same product, but there are few brands that are very strong, okay, that makes it only competing among each other. That means the smaller competitors, they fell off or they already at the decline stage. Okay, so you very much like to prolong your growth stage and also your maturity stage. However, over a period of time, of course, the product will actually go to the decline stage, which you know that that particular product is no longer demanded. Okay, you will see the characteristics of the product at the decline stage includes whereby the sales are falling down. Okay, sales are falling down, of course your profit are failing also or falling down also, and cost per customer still low, because normally you will no longer do a lot of promotion during this decline stage. Okay, and normally customer they are based on contract, or you may have some loyal customer that buy but not that much. Okay, and of course at this time also number of your competitors are falling down, and many more competitors actually pull out from that particular industry or selling the same product. Okay, a good example you can see like the radio. Okay, you know the radio, right? Radio nowadays people don't actually buy radio. Okay, because people listen to the music from their laptop, from their phone. So the moment they first started selling radio, of course many people wanted to buy. There was an era of boombox, if you know that. Okay, so towards the maturity, and of course now radio is at the decline stage. They do have some people that are very small scale or very small number of people that actually buy radio nowadays. Other than that, could be also the digital camera, or you can see also the product like what they call it, compact disc, CD. Okay, you know CD, right? CD, where you last time you listen CD using your Walkman or your CD man. I don't know whether you know those things or not. Okay, but never mind. You're talking about those technology kind of thing lah. All right, the digital camera, for example, people no longer wanted to buy digicam anymore. All right, unless they wanted to buy those the bigger or the higher resolutions kind of camera with DSLR and so on. But talking about just a compact camera, people no longer need and wanted to buy that particular camera, because the camera now can be used. You can get and use your camera with your phone. Okay, so that is at the decline stage already, right? So with that, we finish the second part of this particular chapter, right? And that is the end of our chapter 4. If you have any questions, please ask me in our Telegram chat. Bye bye.